That there is me. About a month away, couple weeks before my fight, in excruciating pain, wondering how am I going to pull this off. Before you guys think that this is an excuse video or something like that, it is not. It's actually quite the opposite. This is a video where I'm going to be shouting out my PT and the doc who helped me out, who got me ready to fight, actually. I'm going to give you some of the behind-the-scenes look at that and how it affected my training. But before we do that, we're going to have to go over this Misfits 2 card. There were some absolute bangers on this card and some new faces and some great fights that we're going to have to see where people, kind of line up in the pecking order of this crossover YouTube boxing scene. But this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, which is both a PC and a mobile game. Here's what happened. 1,000 years ago, there was one character, an arbiter, fighting a bunch of bad guys. Couldn't defeat the bad guys. She trapped them in a Tower of Doom. But now, that Tower of Doom is breaking out, and all of the bad people are going to wreak havoc everywhere. So what you got to do is call up the homies, your number one hitters, your OGs, your ride or dies, okay? Roll up to the Tower of Doom and bang everybody out, okay? That's the essence of the game. Also, you can use promo code DKRises to upgrade your newest, strongest champion to level 50 and for a bunch of good stuff. Also, since it's Halloween, they have some trick-or-treat promotions going on. One of the prizes is that you can get a $1,000 gift card to Amazon. All you need is your Raid Player ID and head to trickortreat.plarium, PLARIUM.com. Say that 10 times fast, okay? Again, use the link in the description. Spin the wheel and you get your prizes between now and November 5th. Okay, so again, click the link, use the QR code, and you will get bonuses worth $30. Okay, you get another free epic champion, one of the homeboys, okay, named Rector Drath, 200k silver, one energy refill, one XP boost, and one ancient shard. Again, all you got to do is once you're in game, here's a little icon you got to click so you can get those bonuses. All right, again, all you got to do is click the link in the description, or scan the QR code, and download the game and get playing. Ooh. Okay, so I'm recording this on Wade's birthday.
From someone very close to you. See, they have a very important message they want to make clear to you. And that is what I am here to say. And what I am here to say is, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
But UFC just happened. Man, Oliveira versus Makhachev obviously was an incredible fight. I just couldn't believe how strong Islam looked in comparison to Oliveira. Whenever there's like clinches and getting on the ground, Oliveira just looks so strong in comparison to anyone at 55. And once I saw that Islam was able to pretty much manhandle and have so much control down there, I knew that Oliveira is always available to get hit. He got caught like usual, gets dropped. This time Islam jumped right down there, passed the side mount, clinched in the head and arm triangle from half guard, then passed it right over and sunk it in and then squeezed. And it was a pretty quick tap. I thought that was going to be more of a scramble, but it just shows this absolute strength from Islam. These events are being rivaled by these YouTube boxing events, specifically Misfits. Misfits just happened. In terms of combat entertainment and captivating you and keeping your attention and matchups and storylines, and these events, at least in our community, are all pretty much being wrapped into the same category. But some standout fights, obviously Slim and Ryan Taylor. Ryan Taylor again showed that he has a lot of heart. When he puts it together offensively and just skill wise and his ability to actually box and play the game, he's going to be super dangerous because he has the tenacity and all the intangibles you want in a boxer, in a fighter, any combat sport. When he can put the skill together and his ability to strategize, and he's going to be scary. Slim, I think his best attribute is his time. I was telling Wade that he's got some of the best eyes in this community, in this scene, to read when the right time to throw shots and time his shots is really good, especially at the early stage of his level in boxing. Then you got Jay Swingler with a great performance. He did what he needed to do to get himself back out there into the scene, get some confidence, get a highlight reel. But right now, like Jay Swingler, Assault Poppy, Dean the Great, who just got his fight confirmed with Wallet Sharks. This is what we want to see. Those are the guys right now that we want to see in a competitive fight. They need to fight other people who have things to lose, who have a reputation to keep, something to defend. All right, now let's talk about the shoulder here. Okay, I know I've had a video before where I pulled out because of my ribs a couple years back. That was obviously different. This one I did not pull out of the fight. Something inspired me to do this. A couple things. Number one, I wanted to get a shout out to the doc who took care of me and got me ready to go. That's one thing, which you'll see him in the clip. Other thing is Deontay Wilder had his fight and he got emotional and he was talking about the impact and the risk that boxing has on fighters, and talking about how serious that is, and that viewers and media people, sometimes it may seem like you guys forget that because we get lost in the hype of the sport.
Man, they don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand what we go through, man. But I always be an advocate for us because
these fighters, especially these YouTubers, are putting so much on the line, and this is just another reminder that Kenny had his video where he talked about he just broke his nose. KSI recently, a little while back, talked about how his eardrum popped, I think, before Logan Paul 2. And then he broke his nose again recently in training camp. You got Wasabi, who had the concussion, which is a brain injury, which is no joke. You can't play with those things. These fighters go out there and put it out on the line when a lot of people don't do that at the highest level. I don't know how many weeks out it was. I believe it was 4 or 5 weeks maybe. Playing football, of course. That's how my rib injury happened. But regardless, playing football, I'm playing quarterback, and I got sacked, and I got hit from both sides. Someone landed on my shoulder. My shoulder was on fire. I couldn't lift my arm. I felt like it was dislocated or something, right? So the next couple days, I couldn't lift my arm up. I was super nervous because this was like the day. Actually, this was the day after my first sparring session in camp that this happened. So my coach is like, "What are you doing, man? I told you shouldn't be playing." We're freaking out, and I'm like, no, I'm committed to fight. I'm definitely fighting. We'll get this thing done. I knew it was a couple weeks out, so I knew I had time to recover. Oh, man, just hear the videos and the clips and some pictures of the work that we had to do. A lot of it is that deep tissue Graston, where they take that like stainless steel and they just like grind it into your muscle tissue, and they stretch, and they're trying to get that blood flow and break into that. I don't know how it all works, but it's quite painful. It's no fun. I did some, what was it called again? Not acupuncture, but dry needling, where it's like a more, I think, intrusive version of acupuncture, right? Which is helped with some release. And I got, all these things done, physical therapy, that I would have never been able to make the fight or make the walk without this kind of help. So again, not just for me, but it goes to show the things that people have to go through. Training isn't, we put clips of us hitting the bag and doing good in sparring, but there's a lot of days where you're not doing well, a lot of things that are hurting. You got like aches and pains going on. For the hardest part about this was sparring, and I don't like to spar a lot anyways, especially during football season, just in general, because I'm 31 now, and just being able to protect your brain, I got to limit it. I couldn't punch on my right hand for about 2 weeks or so, but once he got my shoulder ready, I was good. The clips that I have right here are me leading up like a week of, or before we flew out, a couple weeks out. So my shoulder was 100% fine. As you can see, that my best punches that were landed in the fight were with my right hand. So I'm just excited and proud to be able to overcome an injury like that in such a short period of time, and to be able to compete and not have that injury linger over me, because I've had some knee injuries in the past that have affected my kickboxing fights and things like that, and I wasn't able to recover fully and feel like 100%, but I felt 100%. There was nothing waning in the fight with my shoulder. So this just goes to show that PT does work. Physical therapy, rest, and recovery is so important when it comes to training and preparing. Avoiding injury is just as important, because again, if you're training really hard for 2 to 3 weeks or for a month, and then you get injured and then you have to take a couple months off, you lose so much progress. So even in your personal fitness goals and endeavors, it's important that you train with intelligence and train smart, so that you are able to recover and prevent injury, so it doesn't take you away from training and improving and getting. Honestly, but serious question, beard or no beard or whatever I'm able to grow, I can't. Yay or nay? Oos.